Hello, I'm Caitlin Coolidge, and thanks for tuning in to this TGC PSA. We sat down with Director of the Department of Development, Enforcement, and Facilities, Rick Sirois, about how specifically college students can avoid floors from caving in, cracking, or collapsing during parties. According to Director Sirois, these problems are happening on college campuses all around the nation. Here's what he had to say about the floor collapse incident that happened here in Athens this October.
These are not recent events, the collapsing of floors in homes, and it's not really specific to just old homes, but also can happen in new homes. What we had recently in a building that they had a party, and it was during a fest. It was on the first floor, thankfully. The floor only dropped 16 inches, but it had a partial basement. Now, on that particular home, it was an older home. But we have had, since we sent out our advisory, we did have some landlords come forward and say, yes, they've had floors collapse or structural damage from parties happening inside the homes or the rentals where there's too many people. And the primary cause of this is people jumping up and down on the floors at the same time. So now the older homes, the design actually is probably a lot more structurally sound than newer homes. The wood that was actually, the floor on the recent one was oak timbers. So you can just imagine the room was probably 12 by 12 feet. And they had probably 50 or 60 people in that small room jumping up and down at the same time. And what it is a harmonic distortion. So with those people jumping up and down at the same time, they actually snapped those oak timbers. Now that's a very difficult task to do, in just trying to break timbers like that. And there was 12 timbers, and out of the 12, 11 snapped. And the floor dropped, like I said, 16 inches. And thankfully there was a partial basement, and the partial basement caught the floor. Now it could have gone bad the other way, where the floor could have tilted into the finished area, but fortunately it did not. As there was some huge speakers in that room, I guess, along with about 50 people. So that's something everyone, they put up a stage. So there's a lot of weight being put on that structure, on that floor. And sometimes the design is not necessarily adequate enough, again, to hold that weight. It's adequate to hold, a couple of couches, some chairs, and maybe 10, 15 people, but not 50. So that's what you have to be aware of.
If you have any questions or concerns about your home's foundation, you should contact your landlord first and document what the problem is if there is one. You should also talk to your landlord to find out the occupancy level of your home. And for more information, you can call the code office at 740-592-3306 or visit the city's website at www.ci.athens.oh.us.